So Robbie, you could say that today's victory is the sweet taste of revenge from last season.
Oh, listen, they deservedly beat us on 2 occasions last year, 3-0 and 2-1. Credit them. I thought they'd come with a good game plan. I thought they just, the goal after 4 minutes, we've got to do better defensively. Have that desire to stop crosses, fine margins, but it's a great ball and a great header. On the first 15 minutes, we didn't really get going. Credit them. A good side. When we go there, it's a very difficult place to go, as we found that last year. But we watched last year's manager's interview back before the game, and what they said about us as a group, and I showed that to the players, and I said, whatever happens today, nobody ever outruns us, nobody ever outworks us, nobody ever outsprints us, nobody wins the duels. We work hard in the opposition, which we've done every game this season, and they took it on board. And we didn't start well. Credit them. And listen, at times we were really open again, and it's such fine margins for being strong defensively, but also trying to score as many goals as we can. Again, we had to make the changes. 60 minutes. We were going to do it half time, but I said to the lads, listen, we're still 2-1 up in the game. Even though we were open, even though they were causing us lots of problems with their pace on the counter attack, it was 3 against 4 of them or 5 of them, and just we just look a bit dysfunctional today. But again, there's real fine margins with us as a management team, because you go in 2-1 up, not playing well, and then we come out in the second half. Brilliant. Duffy's cross. Danny Elliott could have had 4, and let's be fair, again, it could have been double figures, and it's credit them though. I thought they were very, very good and caused us lots of problems.
You touched particularly on the fine margins at times, but the fact that we've got so much quality in the squad, does that just highlight how well we've done to see out the game, really?
Yeah, and the 5 subs has really helped us this year. You feel part of it. I go back to my playing days. I wasn't sub very often, but when I was, you always felt part of it when you got on. And I've been in that situation where you're on the bench and you're seeing the team. When if you don't get, you feel part of it, but not fully, part of it. So if you can get the 5 lads on, when you come off, they've got a buzz about them. It's a great winning feeling. Again, it's not about the 16. It's about Brandon Lee, Eddie Mieko, Sam Heathcote, Elliot Whitehouse. We've just brought in Sean from Matlock, which is he causes all kinds of problems on Tuesday night. So that'll be announced at 6 o'clock this evening. That we signed Sean on a from Barrow, which is brilliant for us. He'll add huge pace to us as well. But again, the mentality of this group is, whether you're in the starting 11, on the bench, on the squad, they're all in together. They've got such a great camaraderie and togetherness. Lots of questions are being asked about us, and it's been a big week for me personally in terms of decisions I've had to make, but I can't leave that group in there. I can't leave the fans, I can't leave the board members, I can't leave the sponsors who have put faith in us to build that squad and to get us up. So again, I'm humbled to lead them, and this is the best thing I've probably doing in my life at the minute, being a head coach of this group. Playing was unbelievable, to reach the top, which I never thought I would. To be doing this now with that group in there at a club, I'm hugely invested in with my partner, and to look at him, how happy it makes him, because he put his money where his mouth is at this football club. It was a brave decision, and to me to repay him right now with that group is brilliant. But we've won nothing yet. Listen, that was the worry today. People think we've won the league already. We haven't. It's November. We've got 41 points, which is amazing, but we should have had 45, and that's a disappointment. So we go again. We train Tuesday, we train Thursday. Be a young group on Tuesday against Daly Bridge. Great for the youngsters. I urge the crowd to come and see the next generation of MAC players. And if you can get 1 or 2 through into that squad, we'll be doing our job. So it's been a great win. To score 5 goals again is quite brilliant.
You touched on the fact that the league's obviously not won in November. Obviously we are 13 points clear, but just how important is it we stay grounded?
100%. Humble. Approach every game as if we have to win it. To lose to Tamworth, and listen, congratulations Tamworth last night. Watching it at home, see the long throw. Listen, they were brilliant, and I'm delighted they won. But he's just thinking if we could replay that game, especially here, but we didn't. Credit Tamworth, but it's about the league, and to react the way we have, winning the games we are. Is that 10 straight in a row in the league? But now we have to prepare right for Morpeth. They'll rest to recover. We all want to continue this amazing run, but again, you can't. The messages I'm giving them is work harder, run harder, sprint harder, win your duels, and if you do that, your quality will shine through. And the biggest thing I said in my programme notes with Bob, and I said it last week to the group, the best teams are relentless in terms of going forward the way we do, because I've been in situations, when I've played against Manchester United and Arsenal, the great teams, when you go to Highbury, Old Trafford, and you're defending for 80 minutes, concentrating, you've got dragging people in, it's mentally and physically exhausted when you're on the back foot all the time trying to defend your goal, and that's what that group do to oppositions, and that's why we score so many goals. At times they've run all over them, which we did second half. But again, Lancaster, I thought were very good. They could get in the playoffs. I've said it about Hebburn, who I thought were brilliant. Matlock were brilliant. It just seems that every time teams play against us, they're brilliant. But again, it's nice to beat Lancaster for the first time in 3, especially what was said about us as a group last season. So that's nice. That glass of Malbec, we'll take that nice tonight when you beat a team that's beat you twice. So, but I want to credit the manager. They might moan about the penalty or say about the penalty, but we'll have to see it on the VO. But again, irrespective of the penalty would have been given, the way we attack, we're disappointed we haven't scored a lot more.
I find, Robbie, it's 15 goals scored in the week. The lads are on fire at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, when we started the season, people say, I brought goals into the football club. That's what I did, signing Danny Elliott, signing JJ, signing the players. Elliot Whitehouse got 9 at Chester, so I brought goals into the team. When, it takes quite a bit of adjusting because of the side of the crowd, because of the pressure. And when you build a team and a squad, we built it for 4-2-3-1, but when Damani become available, you're thinking, right, how can we get 2 up? And the best way of doing that was 3-4-1-2, because we got unbelievable number 10s as well. So what you do going forward by being brave with a back 3, you expose down the sides. Because we play with wingers high, so JJ and Duffs, they're not wing backs, so we are going to get done, because in transition, I want them to stay high, so when the ball breaks, they can go 1v1. I don't want to go back to my own goal. But when we changed today, and you went to wing backs, Kenji and Trey suit wing backs better, because they will do their defensive responsibilities, as will JJ and Duffs, But I just think there's a fine balance, because we want to get 2 up, and it's how you get 2 up. You can't do 4-4-2 anymore, I don't think, because we had to control games, which John Rooney and Alex Curran and Danny and James did today, all at separate occasions. So again, constantly thinking, how do we get more goals, but we do look vulnerable at the back, and that is a fight. I think if we get promoted, which is a long way off, listen, we're going in the right direction. Don't think we can be as open, if we do go up. So again, that's the beauty of Radcliffe last year. If they were 2-0 down, you knew they'd score more than the opposition, and I think that's our philosophy. I wanted to score 100 goals this year, and I thought if we score 100 goals, there's a possibility to win the league, and we're doing that now. And even when they scored, even if they get 2, I know we can score 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, it's a fine balance. Wingers high, or do you change to wing backs? So again, we've got to look at it, but again, bringing Sean in from Matlock, who was magnificent the other night. He's on loan at Matlock, Barrow. Again, we got so much pace in the team, and the thinking is 60 minutes, look at your bench and look at the pace we got coming off it, and look at the creativity, and again, we can outscore teams. So it's been a magnificent week. And we're absolutely delighted.